They haven't lost in 53 games. Okay, this is a 53 game consecutive winning streak. And when you watch them play, you understand why. There's really like, there's the USA, and this is no disrespect to any other country's team. And then there's every other country. If like this was a rematch essentially of the gold medal game from the last Olympic Games, and you're wondering how exactly, because this team, it's worlds above everyone else. And then to even take it further, when you see Asia Wilson on the most stacked team you could ever possibly think of right now in modern times, like you said, with Brianna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd and Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young and AT, Sabrina Ionescu, Kalea Copper, of all people, the stacked roster that we have, and Asia Wilson still looks as if she is playing 5 levels above it all. Like I'm in awe. Like, but what she's doing, and you see what Stewie's doing, I almost feel bad when we are set to go up against these other countries. Not that you need to underestimate them by any means, because Australia was upset. So not that you need to underestimate any of these countries, because everyone is gunning for us. Okay, nobody wants us to win an 8th consecutive gold outside of ourselves here in the U.S. That's it. We're gonna have to bring it. But if we're showing up with the level of skill that we have, Chelsea
And
Gray,
showing
mind you,
out.
is still not in full form. Kelsey, point God, to run the offense the way that she did, like the way she, listen, we already know the chemistry with Asia is crazy, but the way she finds Stewie also, that's why we were saying, like, listen, Stewie, you could have this. You could have this all the time, Stewie. You could have this with Point God just throwing you dimes all the time. I think she had 13 assists today. When you look at, again, everybody doing something, with Diana Taurasi, I didn't think, necessarily, I was like, okay, are they going to put her on here? I still understand why I felt the way that I did, that it would have been great for another younger wing player to get this experience. But as time has gone on, I think about it. You know what? This woman is 42 years old, still knocking down shot after shot, still showing you why she's one of the best in the world. And the leadership that she brings to this team now is the same that you had players like Dawn Staley bring when Diana was younger on the team in her earlier Olympics. So understanding that being on the team and what that will mean in those moments where you really need that experience, I get it. So to be able to say she could win, 6 Olympic games, I think is monumental, to say that we're going to get a chance to see that, right? And we don't get a chance to see that often. There aren't many athletes that are still playing until like their 20th seasons. We witnessed it rarely with Kobe, with Derek Jeter, but you don't get to see it a whole lot, and still playing at the level that she is. So I do think it's amazing. When you look at Sabrina, I think Sabrina was the spark off the bench. With Sabrina and Jackie Young, I think they were really the sparks off the bench. I want to see them play a lot more. I'm hoping Cheryl does get them more minutes as time goes on, because if we're playing a really physical game, a really fast-paced game, that is where Jackie's going to thrive. We joke all the time, Jackie doesn't get calls because Jackie is just too strong. Like, Jackie is going to have everyone bounce off of her because she's always in the weight room. So you want that. You want those strong takes, but you also want Jackie's defense, because her steal she had led to a pass to Sabrina, which was a smooth transition basket for Stewie, because they have that chemistry there. So it's working. Sabrina came off the bench, knocked down a couple threes. She had a backdoor cut that came from, I want to say, BG. So we have bigs that tower over a lot of these other contenders that we'll face, like on this global stage. We need to take advantage of that. Getting the ball inside to Asia and Stewie, everything up. Get them a touch, and then everything else can open up. People are going to collapse on Stewie. They're going to collapse on Asia. They'll do the exact same thing with Fee and with BG. That allows you to be able to kick out. That allows for those backdoor cuts that we have guards that are so great at doing. Or you can do an ISO, right? I would not want to be on an island with Copper. I just don't. I don't want to be on an island with Cop. Just don't do that to me. I don't want to be on an island with Kelsey. I just
A
don't.
nightmare.
I don't
You
want to
got
sit
both of
here and
them
have
two
to
on the
figure
same
out who is
team.
Chelsea going to pass to. I don't like. I don't want to deal with that. But you know what? That's a blessing. I don't want AT like dropping the shoulder into me. I don't. So we have so many options on this team now. The only thing I think that worries me a little would be perimeter defense. I think that may worry me just a tad bit. So I think if we can lock in there, defend the 3 point line a little bit better, that was something I don't think we did the greatest against Japan. I think they had like 15 3 point field goals made on us. So defending the perimeter a little bit better, I think that is where you benefit from having Jackie and Ka out there because of their quickness. They'll fight over those screens, they'll get through that defense. I think that's where we really need to hone in on against some other teams. We need to work on our 3 point field goal percentage because it was not good today. And we can get by without that because you have the middle. We have an insane front court. We have like arguably the best front court in history with Asia and Stewie right now in their prime. So I think we are primed to win it all. I think if the only thing that would stop us is us. We can't be what stops us. We can't be what stops us.
Mm.
That's what it is. We can't be what stops us. And if we play our game, we do the little things that we need to be able to do. One is play defense and defend the perimeter, and continue to feed the ball, let the offense flow through Asia, through Stewie, through Fee, through BG. And I think I read or saw that that's what Cheryl is driving home. She wants the ball. She wants the offense to go through them. We're set. You have Chelsea Gray to orchestrate that entire offense. You have her to talk on defense, so everyone should know their assignment. We just have to execute. There is no reason to not walk away with that 8th gold. There is no reason I
Agree.
should not have another iconic video of them celebrating and Diana twerking. Okay, we deserve another video.
Yeah, we definitely deserve that. And this is arguably the most talented U.S. Olympic team ever when it came to women's basketball because you got so much versatility. And we mentioned the starters, but we ain't really mentioned the bench. You got Kalea Copper on the bench. So that alone, allows you to stand out saying
like,
that,
like
okay,
what world is it?
a world that you don't want to play this U.S. women's basketball team. That's what I'm gonna say
Yeah,
because
what world is it where a Jackie Young, Kalea Copper, Sabrina Ionescu is coming off the bench for you? Like
yeah,
what world is that? Like
you
I
know,
understand why people may not like us as a country in the Olympics. I wouldn't like us either. I would not. If you told me as another country, you want me to go up against the starting 5, and then, oh, by
Brittany
the way,
Griner.
when they take a seat, you now want me to go up against all of these players that can easily drop 30 on me at any given time. No, absolutely not.
Coming off
I
the
don't think
bench.
this is the game for yeah,
Listen,
coming off the bench. So they're fresh. They're fresh. Their legs aren't tired.
and you know what's crazy is that you just highlighted something that I didn't even think about. These are women that are currently in the WNBA right now that can definitely drop 25 to 30 points
All of them.
single-handedly. We've
Every
seen it.
one of
We've
them.
seen
Like
it this season.
Jewel Lloyd dropped 30 points with one eye. Like she couldn't even see out of her other
You
eye.
got her on
She
the
dropped
bench. Oh my god.
30. Like the whole time I'm yelling, Jewel, just back everyone down. Just back every smaller guard down and just do a little post move because you have the size advantage.
Yeah. Not only does she have the size advantage, I think that over a lot of our opponents and soon to be opponents, she's also going to have the speed advantage as well because I see there's not that many fast women on the other teams. And I've been watching, I've been tuning in, and I'm like, okay, this is why I think the U.S. women's basketball team is going to win the gold medal this year, win their 8th to be more exact. It's because not only are they a better team Offensively, they're a better team defensively. So they're so athletic, they're so strong, they're so fast. So when you got the power and the speed, it's really hard, along with the chemistry, it's really hard to beat these teams. And these are not just any players we're talking about, these are MVP candidates. And these are WNBA champions in their own right. Like, if I'm not mistaken, and you could definitely correct me here, but over 50%, that means over half of this team is piled with WNBA champions and arguably MVPs in their own right. So these are not no slouches. These ain't women that just show up and be like, you know what, I'm repping the W. No, no, no. These are women with stacked resumes that are coming off the bench and that are in your starting five. So when you have a team like that, it's real hard. It's really hard to beat. And you said everything that I agree with. Basically, you spoke my mind. So I just played the classic game of shut up here because it was like hearing yourself speak from someone else's perception and knowing that it makes sense. That's what you just did this whole, this entire show, especially about the US women's basketball team. And that's why I had to ask you, because I'm like, she is really saying what I don't want to tweet right now, but I'm thinking watching this team, I'm like, well, who do you got? It's who do you have to match
Yeah,
up? I
it's
don't see this right now. I really think, excuse me for my
listen.
language, but I think our bench can kick a lot of these teams' asses. I don't even want to know what our
No,
starting five is
it
going to be able to
can.
do.
I think it can. I think again, it just goes back to playing the game that we know to play. I think players playing true to themselves, players playing smart. There is always, you have to make sure that that chemistry, that flow is there, and it may always still take some games to kind of get into because these players don't have that time to really get to know each other on the court as much as some of these other countries because they may play together for a much longer period than our girls get a chance to because they're in season and they go right to the All-Star game, and then they went straight to international play here in pairs. But I just think it all comes down to doing exactly what needs to be done. Like the blueprint is right there. There shouldn't be any guesswork in there. You have Asia Wilson. You have Brianna Stewart. I always say, and Stu Wilson, we trust. You have Chelsea Gray leading the way. You have so many other greats on this team. It could be Copper, it could be Jewel, it can be Jackie, it can be Kelsey. You still have Diana Taurasi out here who can just easily start raining threes. So it's on us to lose, but I think these women firmly understand what it is to wear those colors, and I think they understand what it means to bring home an eighth consecutive, and they don't want to not do that. So I think we're all just watching to see them on that podium and just see them continue to make history.
Yeah. So do you think it would be do you think it would be safe to say that the USA women's basketball gold medal is the USA's women's basketball team to lose?
I think it is theirs to lose. Yeah. I say that not to disrespect any other country because any country can lose on any given day. Just
Right.
like when you look in the W, any team can lose on any given day. Chicago blew New York out by like 40 some points at the very start of the season, the preseason. So it's anyone's game to lose on this global stage, which is why we have to show up. We can't play games. We can't be laxed about what we need to do offensively or defensively. We can't do this. I forget that Asia Wilson is on my team and I don't want to pass her the ball. Like, you can't do that. It's
Yeah,
just,
that's
you can't do
careless.
that. Not on this stage. You can't forget that you have Stewie there, not on this stage. But I think it is ours to lose if we don't take care of business.
Yep, I definitely agree. So obviously, I kept you on the show for quite a while. It's been a great talk. But before I let you go, TJ, thank you for tuning in to the latest clip. For more like this, follow and subscribe to the show now on your favorite platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and much more. To view more content, give the show a follow on your favorite platforms such as Instagram, X, TikTok, and much more, all at The Shay Max Show. Give your host Shay a follow now on those same platforms at Shay Max Sports.